So why would you be in my house if I ever did some weird shit to you? This is not making sense, bro. I'm making sense. I'm done talking.
What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keith, and I'm back with another video. And today, doing Baddies Midwest, episode 1. I'm gonna break these up from episode 1, episode 2, because I already know both of them dropped. But the whole Tesehki and Chrisean situation, I feel like it just needs its own segment. I'm just gonna go ahead and say there's a trigger warning within this episode. Also, I want to say that I'm not going to be as harsh on their family, because I feel like this is real reality actually happening in front of our eyes, right? Be cute in the comments, don't say anything too crazy. But y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
Yeah, let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flame. And if you wanna play with me, you can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, wanted, securing the bag.
Look, I'm not about to introduce myself. You know how Natalie do her thing.
One baddie gets out of line, you're going home. And I personally will help you pack your
She over here got her whole Timberland little outfit on with her fitted hat. They got the Baddies, what was it, Baddies Air or Zeus Air, PJ, all the girls show up. We see Jayla, we see Scotty, we see Rolly, we see Tesehki, Anna, and Biggie. Those are really like the OGs that are coming back to, you know, do their thing on this new season. So they're flying to Oklahoma, right? And Natalie basically lets us know, like, you know, Tesehki, you're so gorgeous, we're gonna see your sister. And Tesehki's just like, oh, okay. Obviously they're not in a good spot. They haven't talked since Baddies East, which was a year ago. So it's just kind of like very like tense at this point, because we don't really know how this is gonna fare out. I'm happy that I feel like nothing volatile happened between the two sisters, but that conversation was very, very frustrating and very, very draining and very, very emotional. Like, I felt the emotions of the room. Like, I literally had tears in my eyes, because I feel like they didn't get to no resolution, and I feel like it was two walls bumping and just going back and forth. And I feel like both used certain tactics to get under each other's skin. I feel like Tesehki was very much like, what is it? What is it? Say what you gotta say. You know, very on that energy. And Chrisean was very much subtle, subdued, but still trying to throw subtle jabs and just real subtle with it, right? We get to Oklahoma, and, you know, Natalie and Scotty and I think Rolly, they see Chrisean.
girl. Are you still in that relationship?
Oh,
Yeah. You still married?
I'm married.
Still happily?
And, you know, they're over here hugging, like, whoop, whoop, whoop. We learn about the whole cast, and we learn that Akbar V is going to be on the cast. Jaden, Alexis is going to be on the cast. In her confessional, I don't know, whoever said that rumor about Jaden, they should belong in the pits. Because I cannot, every time I see Jaden, I cannot get Stewie Griffin out my head.
Hello, motherfucker. It's your girl, Jane Alexis, coming from LA to take over the Midwest.
With the whole situation with Tesehki and Chrisean requested for Biggie and Anna to not come. Biggie felt some type of way, Anna felt some type of way about that, but it's family situation. When it comes to family situation, it's just best to stay out of it. We see what happens with Mariah's situation, her mama. Like, it's just best to stay out of the situation, because it can be very touchy.
She rides a lot of coattails and not her own, so it's kind of like, you know, it's not authentic. Why would you say that?
Tesehki comes in, but first she sees her other sister, Chastity. And she's talking to her. I guess we saw on the screen that there was some type of heated exchange that happened through text. You know, all these different things. So she talked to her, just like, girl, you know, all these things happen, blah, blah, blah. I guess there was a rumor going around that of Tesehki being like stuff like that. And I saw some more clips online. I'll probably put them in too.
Every sibling and ain't switch up. So what makes you think I'm going to ride with something that I know that's not accurate? It's not true. And I knew what the plan was. I know what's going on behind closed doors. A bitch like me needed the money that got offered to me to go play with Latifah's name. I said no, I didn't get it. and I didn't go do what the plan was to do, because I stand for something. How long I've been rocking with Chrisean, not saying shit, keeping my mouth shut. I just slide for Chrisean 2 days before I came back, and I'm not ready to say too much before I go to jail. But yeah, I was just sliding for my sister before I came back to Baltimore. What y'all talking about? I'm not going against the grain, I'm going against the lies and the fuck shit. To make another sister look bad so you can look better, or because she going up, that shit corny is not cool at all.
He not only talking about Tifa, he was talking about everybody. If we was one of our day ones, you would notice. The ones that admitted it, the ones he not really saying too much about. The ones that apologize, those are the ones he not really saying nothing about.
Just throwing Tifa up. It was literally 5 of them.
Because I saw some guy, I guess another relative, saying the same thing. Like I said, I can't speak on it. These are just their POVs of it. I don't know. I just personally, I'm gonna get my opinion towards the end. So Tesehki comes in and she's talking to Chrisean. They hug. It was intense. All the other girls walk out. But you know, Chrisean, Tesehki, all them, they hug. Cool.
Me too. I love you. I love you too.
And she's just like, okay, so what are we here for? You know, Tesehki's just like, okay, so what are we here? You know, how you been? Chrisean's like, you know, she came on the tip of, okay, you know, we ain't gotta talk about the past. Let's just move forward. Which, cool, that's perfectly fine. It would be fine if both parties was on that. But it's one of those situations where Tesehki is not on that because Tesehki feels like something was done wrong to her.
I'm okay. Are you okay? No, I'm not. The backlash I deal with behind the stuff that y'all did to me.
And she said that she wants an apology. Sometimes I've realized in family, you're not going to get an apology. And you just got to live with that and just keep moving forward. A situation with me and my dad, right? Me and my dad, if y'all don't know, if you've seen from my other videos, right now we're going no contact. I don't speak to him. 2 years ago, he called me on my birthday. We were in such a great spot before then. It was right before I was graduating college. He called me on my birthday in September and basically flipped the script and like started fussing me out. My dad got mad because he felt like I didn't come visit him. And at the time, I was in college. He lived in Texas. He moved away from the family with his new wife. So I really couldn't come visit him. I was broke in college. Out of all of my other siblings, I was the only child that had to pay for school out of pocket. So I couldn't just get on a plane and fly because I had to work. I had to work a full-time job, 50 hours a week, plus go to school full-time and still make sure they still do my own thing. And I don't complain about it. Never did. Do what I do. My degrees right here on the wall. But it's just one of those things where when he called, like Chrisean was just saying, like, you know what, let's just move forward.
I can talk about what was because I can talk about what was said. But why would we do that? Why would we backtrack?
My dad, that's like what he wants to say. Let's just move forward. We don't got to talk about stuff in the past. On my situation is I'm a little bit more like Tesehki. It's just like, yes, we can move forward. I have no issue with that. And I've done that. Cool, we can move forward. We ain't got to talk about stuff that happened in the past. But when behaviors keep happening and stuff that keeps triggering me, then I keep getting re-triggered and re-traumatized by the situation. I feel like behavior hasn't been changed. As Tesehki, and she's telling her, like, you know, I feel like you need to apologize to me because you got them girls to jump me. Chrisean saying, no, that didn't happen.
You took the GoPros. You took the GoPros, right? You took the GoPros out the... Yes, you did. So where the footage at?
I mean, I watched Baddies East, and clearly Tesehki got jumped. So I don't know where the confusion is coming from, but there is a disconnect, and I think that's where Tesehki's getting upset because she's just like, what are you talking about? Then Chrisean started bringing up, like, you know, all the stuff that happened when we were younger, people playing house. She's throwing little things in. And I think Tesehki's just like, girl, if you have something to say, just say your piece. Say your truth.
I lied about being... No, what do you mean?
You need to apologize.
I'm not apologizing what I said.
I'm trying to understand.
You wanted to play house.
With who?
All right.
And I feel like Chrisean's just like, I don't want to say this on TV. Like, this is like millions of people going to watch this. I don't want to say this on this platform. But I feel like Tesehki wanted her to like, say it. If this is your truth, then say it. So Tesehki, she gets up And like she's getting frustrated. She was like, let me get some water. As she got up, Chrisean's like has her child with her as well, which I feel like was probably a saving grace. Console her baby. Chrisean seems like, don't get me wrong, she seems like she's in a much better place, in a better headspace. She seems very more cool, calm, and collective. I don't know what the timeline that made her feel that way. Maybe it was, her, vacation in the correctional center. Maybe it was like reflecting on certain things. I don't know. It's none of my business. That's between Chrisean, herself, and God, right? But it starts just woo, woo, woo. When she told her, like, yeah, when I was 7, you made me eat your pussy. Now, when I saw it in the trailer, gag. So Tesehki was like, huh? What happened? So I feel like she heard her, but I think she wanted her to say it again. And Chrisean not trying to say it again.
Stop with that, like, false narrative stuff. I'm not a liar.
So my dad was physically abusive. My dad was physically abusive to me. And that's the reason why I created a separation when I left there. Like, I'm not gonna really get into the details of, it was nothing like sexual, nothing that. But my dad he saw me as like, oh, you're a man, you're this, you're that. So the discipline that he had was to physically hit me, and not like a whooping. Like, I know that, like, I had this conversation with him the last time we talked about everything, and he got mad because he was like, yeah, my wife is saying that I'm hitting you and I'm doing this and that. I never told her that. Her kids told her that because her kids heard what you said. But neither here nor there. Due to those situations, I've lost trust, and I've never been scared of any person in my entire life. I've never been timid. I've never been none of those things. I felt like moving to live with my dad and going through those situations, it made me, I used to be a very quiet, fun-loving, always smiley child. And going through that traumatic situation made me very tough, and it made me grow up faster than what I really needed to. Came back a little bit more volatile with my mom. I was a little bit more, outspoken, because I came back and said that nobody in this world will ever put their hands on me and me not defend myself. So seeing Tesehki and, Chrisean go through the situation, it triggered me because of the trauma that I went through with my dad and how I felt. Knowing that you're talking to someone and you feel like you're hitting a brick wall, that my dad, when I'm telling him the situation, and I'm like, this is how I feel, that the stuff that you did, that you physically abused me. But then on his side, he's saying, I've never done that. I've never done that. I've never done that.
Bro, I never said that. They can play all that clips back. I never even.
So at that point, we have nothing to talk about, because you're saying you never done it. So what are we talking about? You want to move forward, but how can we move forward if you can't even own the stuff that you've done? But they are just hitting the wall, and it's not connecting. And you could tell that Tesehki is getting frustrated because these are accusations against her. These are things that people are saying that she did, quote unquote. I don't know, this is all alleged. But I do feel for her, because she's like breaking down, crying at the end of the episode, and leading into the second episode, like she is physically crying. And I understand that, because that's how I understand her situation, just because I know how hard that shit can be when it comes to family. And I know how people always want to say, what happens in this family, stay in this family. I heard that my whole entire life.
Why not staying in the family? Why you gotta wait till you get to a point you want to throw it back out there? That hurt people? Hurt what?
And as a grown-ass adult, I'm an activist of people going to therapy. Get your shit worked out, because you can't be a productive person moving forward in life. And I'm not trying to make this all about me. Like, I'm not going to judge them as harshly, because I've heard plenty of stories from people about what people's family has done. Have y'all seen Precious? Bitch, that was based on a true motherfucking story. Ma went over here, the crazy lady was over here, everybody drugging her daughter to make her seem like she was over here disabled. She really wasn't. Like, a lot of people do some crazy shit, and I'm not even trying to excuse it. Like I said, I'm not trying to excuse it. It's just out. It's a deep rooted. It's crazy.
Why would you be in my house if I ever did some weird to you? This is not making sense, bro. I'm making sense. I'm done talking.
And like I said, I felt this heavy emotion coming from both of them. You know that they both love each other, but I just feel like at this point, they just gonna have to go no contact. They're gonna have to, because it's just too much. But what do you guys think? Like I said,
please be, mindful in the comments of everybody's triggers.
But like I said, I try not to talk too much about my situation. I just try to make a little bit of parallel about my situation with my dad, because I've brought this up plenty of other times on my videos. I just never went into details of the situation, and I'm not going to specific details of the situation because it was a span of 4 years that everything has happened. Like I said, I did forgive my dad back when I was a sophomore in college, but before I graduated college, he snapped, called me on my birthday, and went bananas, and we're here. All right, and one thing, Tesehki, you have to give credit to Chrisean, because if it wasn't for Chrisean, to be honest, we probably wouldn't have known who you were. Chrisean was the name. She was on the Blueface Bad Girls Club on YouTube, transferred over to this show, and then you got your shine. And then Chrisean, you have to look at with Tesehki. Tesehki made a star out of her own self. And, she took, the baton that you have, and she made something out of her own self. And I feel like they're doing subtle low blows with each other, and it's just not cute. And it's just like, you could tell there's a lot of resentment on both sides. And I get with Chrisean, she's trying to, fly above. But when Tesehki leaves, she's throwing subtle shades. She's throwing shots about stripping.
Bring her out the hood. She stopped stripping.
Said, okay, what happened to your son?
I can say what happened to her son. Why would I do that?
She's with a man, that Like, she's saying certain things, but trying to leave it open-ended. And the other sister's like, yeah, stop, don't go there. But you can't sit here and say, well, I fly above, or I'm healed, when you're actually throwing shade, and you're doing little things that could be a microaggression to make someone, like, it can go left. Welcome to my TED Talk. Hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, this was a heavy episode. Heavy as fuck. And I wish them nothing but peace. But y'all like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Brian Keith, LG, Black Butte. Bet you didn't know we the Holy Trinity. Now let a God stop a jolly, break your head here. Step into the room and get up in the bed. It tastes sweet, that's cause I'm good. It tastes sour cause I'm better than the hood. Cause I get you hyper when I'm running all around, cause I excite ya. Let me talk real quick. You can't even get with the shit. You wanna go toe to toe with my flow? This African all I really asking for. Now I got to go. Got. Bye-bye.